Hello everyone, welcome to second episode of Bubble Sport Podcast. And today we have the captain and coach of Malaysia Dodgeball team, Heidy.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming over. And me and Heidy actually we met quite a while ago, right? Like how did we met again?
We met through an event actually. He was hosting a campaign. Rogathon, and I think it's a great message because it was in conjunction with Merdeka. So I think it was a great message sent across. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. So I believe like people would like can you just tell us like for those people that don't may not know who you are, right? Like how would you tell them like in a short
I mean, it's always weird to describe myself, but first of all, I'm Heidy. I'm the captain and coach of Malaysia Dodgeball team, and it's an honor to be here. And for those that don't know it yet, the Malaysia Dodgeball team is currently ranked second in the world.
Yes, that's really impressive.
I know it is. It is just out of my mind. We would never think that is something that is achievable at that scale, and we are very honored to be at that level.
Yes. To be honest, like I didn't know what dodgeball is, and thanks to what they have achieved, it actually brought my attention to wanting to know like what dodgeball is about, and like it always been the question like Malaysia, like why Malaysia is so good at it, you know, like it's been mind blowing to know about that. So like maybe let's backtrack a little bit and to see like to learn about like how the Malaysian dodgeball team came about together, and also a little bit about yourself, like how did you assemble this team together, you know?
All right, sure. Okay, I'm just gonna share with you guys a little bit about our story. Yeah. So how we started is I myself was I started from very young actually, standard 2. Yeah, that's where I started playing sports, because actually I come from broken family, so it was always my escape was getting out of the house, right? So getting out of the house to play sports, and I was always terrible at sports, always. So, and I was always a fat kid. And I was I was super fat. I didn't have a neck. Like it's always that kind of environment I was in. And my mom chose to play a joke on me. Imagine this: we grew up my whole life speaking Bahasa and also English. And then at standard 1, they say, "Hey, you know what? Let's send our child to Mandarin school." Yeah, that was a joke actually, and they did. And imagine this: a fat Muslim boy that is sent to a Chinese school. I was the only kid that wears long pants for out of 1,000, 2,000 over kids, and I didn't speak a word of Mandarin.
Okay.
So can you imagine the type of bullying I got? and I didn't have any friends. So that was the type of environment I grew in, and sports was the one that really changed me. And it makes that difference in my life, and because of that I'm a changed person. And I was very timid, I couldn't talk to people, but through sports I learned that hey, I gotta excel in something, and this is what I want to excel in. So after that I started representing schools for basketball, football, futsal. It was something just clicked in me, and that was it, and I'm very glad that it did. So as I go to college, this is how I started dodgeball. Of course, I was representing Taylor's College for football, futsal, and things like that. So after that, I saw these sports where they say, hey, there is guys and girls playing. You don't see that very often. Not in futsal, not in football, not that I've seen of. So I saw a sports where there's girls playing together with the guys. And what was that? There was dodgeball. So I went to try it out, and the girls totally trashed us.
Wow.
Yeah, they trashed us so bad, and that was one of the motivation that we had was, hey, we can do this. So that's the rest is history. That's how we started.
So how many years ago was that when you were first exposed to dodgeball?
God, 9 years? Probably 9 to 10 years now. Yeah, I'm an old guy now.
Damn. So from my understanding, dodgeball, and I mean like sports in general, sort of like build up your confidence, especially when you like making friends and play, becoming a team player, and then sort of like make friends and stuff like that. So it's because of sports, right?
It is. I think sports has changed me in a way where it builds my confidence, and it shows me that if it is to be, it's up to me. This is something that I really believe in. If it is to be, it's up to me. So meaning, if I want something, I gotta make it happen. It has always been like that. If I want to win this game, I gotta be the one that carry this team. I'll be the one that contributes to the team so that I can win together with this team. So that has always been a mindset that, in my opinion, only I learned that through sports. Not that you can't learn that anywhere else, but my goal was from sports. And that's where I started being outspoken, being able to talk to people, because I knew that in order to make that difference, I gotta speak up. That is one way that I know how.
I guess that really explains your portfolio. Like, you were the ex-player, not just the player, you are also the captain of the team, Malaysian Dodgeball team, and you at the same time you are also the coach, right?
Yep.
That explains your character. Like why is this all come about? In fact, like, I find myself have a certain I feel related to you about sports, because like when I first got exposed to sports, because like I was by the way, I'm colorblind, so I really like have no confidence in like talking to people and stuff like that, because I scared like during a certain conversation people might find out, and then like I sort of like trying to hype myself out. And in sports, none of that actually matters.
Correct.
People don't care about like why like who you are, or like as long as you are playing the sport, and then you just need to be the team player and contribute, and everyone will treat you the same.
And
right?
I strongly believe in that, and that's why, in my opinion, because in sports more often than not, there's no prejudice, there's no racism, there's no how do you say this? They just don't care about you and things like that. But there might be, but not in my eyes. And I always believe that if I don't want it to be there, and I create an environment where it doesn't happen. Right. So I think I strongly believe, because if I don't create that kind of environment, people will not have that. So I always believe in creating an environment. So that's why I always believe that if this to be, it's up to me. Always.
That's really true. So maybe you can share. I believe like a lot of aspiring young athletes out there are always curious about like, how did you get into a national team, and like how do you mentally prepare yourself and also physically prepare yourself, and how does it feels like, you know, to be in a Malaysian team?
Okay, the thing about me is that a lot of people ask me, why didn't you just pursue your career in football or futsal since you were at that level too? First of all, because I don't think I was at the level of national team, and I didn't pursue that. Number one, for football and futsal, and I knew that football and futsal for Malaysia, our ranking may not be as great. So the thing about me is, I mean, having said that, I love our team. I love our football team. It's just that my mentality was, if I want to do something, I want to be the best. The best not only in Malaysia, best in the world. So when I started dodgeball as a new sport, I knew that there was something that I can be the best at, not just in Malaysia but in the world. So that's the aim that I started, and that's how I started it. And I started being the captain. I founded my own team, Immortals dodgeball team, and we won everything there is. We started going to international tournaments with our own money.
Wow. So that's some form of like sacrifice that.
It is.
Yeah.
But we loved it. We were willing to save up money to actually go for sports.
Was it like, to what extent do you feel like, because you are, if talking about the fact that you are spending your own money trying to compete at an international level, were you always knew like you actually, the team actually have the competitive edge to fight against like a national, like international teams?
Not at all. When we started it, it was because we were winning everything in Malaysia. We were defending champion for how many times, and then we started slow. We went to Singapore first, and we are defending champion for like 5 years for beach dodgeball. And that gave us that confidence, like, oh my god, you know, so we can. And then we went to Philippines, and then we started winning there, and then we started going further. The next one was Australia. So this is the best part. In 2015 we went to Australia. We went to play the tournament, and we got second. Okay, we got trashed by Australia in the end, but yeah, whatever. So we got trashed there, and then we got second. So everyone was asking us, how do you guys do it? I'm like, I have no idea, but you know, we had that feeling like, hey, if you're gonna spend our money, we're gonna spend our time, we come live here, we must win. So that type of mentality that we had, and we were very good as a team together, and because we were a family and very, very close. So we got second, and after we got second, I think it was the president of Asia Dodgeball Federation came to me and said, congratulations, you've made it to the World Cup. Then I look at him, I'm like, what World Cup? Then he said that, didn't you know that this is a qualifying event? I'm like, what qualifying event? So that's how naive we were, because we just wanted to play. We were athletes, we just wanted to have fun, we just want to win. And that was the initial start of, hey, we can actually make it big, huge. So that's where we knew that we qualified for 2016 first ever World Cup in Manchester. Yeah, so that's how we created our own academy. That's how we created our own organization. We really went into it. Meaning we have 4 founders: Nozika Faisal, my manager, currently manager, also deputy president, Lee Chi Chai, and also Vernon. So we decided to found this association. And then of course with the help of our YB, which is YB Mas Ermiati. She is currently still the past president, and she's an amazing woman also. So I think because of that, we really grow it as a national team. We started taking it really seriously. We start training like a national team, even though we are semi-pros, meaning we have to have 9 to 5 jobs, and then after that go training. Imagine that's 9 to 5 every day. Have break, which is have your dinner or whatnot. Start training at 8 o'clock, finish at 12 o'clock. By the time we reach home, it's already 1. And next day, same thing. We trained that for 4 years. Can you imagine that?
Wow. So do you think like there's any chances that you might have the opportunity to turn these national athletes into like a pro full-time?
Yeah, of course. Our world body, which is World Dodgeball Association (WDA), they are working on getting us into Olympics, and we are one step away. So meaning I'm looking at maybe the next Olympic. I don't think we are able to get into the next Olympic, but next Olympic, because we are currently on GIASF. GAISF is an organization where it's a sports accord that actually allows and choose which sport deserve to be in Olympic, and I think we are in a very good position. So can you imagine that we'll be Olympians one day?
Damn.
It wouldn't reach my time, but I would be training.
You'll be like you're creating the path for the legacy to continue.
Correct. Right? And I'll be a coach of a national Olympic team where we know that we can be ranked one of the top in the world. I'm really excited for that. Yes.
I'm definitely on with you on that, man. I really are interested to see like how far this thing can, like dodgeball can go. Because like actually Malaysia really do have an edge, and I tried to like watch some videos of your competitions, and then it was so eye-opening. Like when you guys fighting against like generally Europeans are bigger size than
way bigger
than Asians like us, but you guys actually had a chance to like actually beat them, and that is actually really impressive. Like I believe like a lot of dodgeball players out there, especially not only Malaysians, but because of what you guys have achieved, definitely you guys get a lot of like eyeballs attentions on like, wow, Malaysian teams are really impressive. Right?
A lot of it actually, because I think it's a culture. I always believe that. And I believe that if you want to be great, you need to create a culture where people look up to you. You have respect for people, because I know there is a lot of sports that, if not all sports, that when athletes play it, they do a lot of taunting, they do a lot of unsportsmanlike behavior. Everyone has it. We had it. But that's not something that we want, because we are bringing the flag on our chest over there. We're not playing for ourselves. I'm not playing for me. I'm playing for my country. So at the first ever World Cup, if you see our games,
Malaysia are going up. Malaysia are going to the finals. Oh, blocks down onto the ball.
Referee says hit. Boone says hit. Good man.
Down onto the block. He's there.
Hit on Brimmel. Malaysia
They're
are
black
off
there.
one player.
Here we go. How long left?
No hit.
He ducks
no
under
hit.
that.
He's underneath.
Oh, he ducks under that.
Fires it over Jaspak, and Malaysia take it in a minute overtime.
They're going to the final. Fan favourites.
when we won in the semi-finals, it was a crazy game because we were playing against the top team in Europe, which is Wales, and they beat us. They almost beat us, and we 7-4, and we had like 8 minutes left. It was just crazy, and within that few minutes left, we make a crazy comeback. That crazy comeback shows how much we wanted it, and we weren't playing for ourselves. If we were playing for ourselves, we couldn't breathe. By the way, it was a cold weather. It was a not environment that we were used to, but we knew that we were playing for something bigger than ourselves. It was for the country, and in that kind of spirit, can you imagine this? Everyone stood up, cheer for us.
What has absolutely happened?
An incredible
Oh my
resurgence.
absolute goodness. Wowzer in dismay.
Australia are in there.
I feel like I need to jump in.
Australia seem to be in there.
I praise these boys from the get-go.
Egypt are
Absolute
in
heroes. Absolute heroes. Some of the Welsh boys are crying. They're not making it to the final.
They're not, no.
4 of the most close semi-finals I've ever
This
seen.
has been fantastic.
Okay, so meaning these are European countries stood up and give us a standing ovation after we made that comeback and win and made it to the finals. And the best part is, if you can see our games, all of the Asian countries, they were rushing in to celebrate with us. So that's the type of pride that we had, and when we bring that kind of feeling there, people can feel it. And when we are authentic, we knew that we play for something bigger. People respect us. That was something that is very special to me, that in my opinion, money can never buy. That's what athletes crave for. That's what that moment that you train so hard for.
I believe the footage was recorded somewhere on YouTube, right?
It is.
We'll try to play the footage like while you're explaining that later.
Sure.
Like we'll see how it goes, because I remember watching that footage. It literally gave me goosebumps, you know. Like when I'm watching it, I was like, wow, this is something. Like it was a very moving moment. It's literally like those that we've seen in like Hollywood movies, like people winning the championship.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it was something very, very special to us,
yes,
because
indeed.
to make that kind of comeback, you gotta be so mentally strong, or you want it so much more than the other team.
I remember seeing like some of the athletes actually teared up.
Yeah,
right?
of course,
it
we
was
were
a very, very
tearing.
moving moment. Yes.
Yeah, and we're very lucky that the video. By the way, you can find that video on Malaysia Dodgeball.
We'll try
Federation page.
to play like during some part of certain point of this conversation. We
Sure,
have.
no
Yes,
problem.
yes.
We can, and it's a viral video, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We loved it. Everyone shared it.
Yeah.
And we had 600 over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we'll try to play that. And like let's take a step back behind, because I realized like so far we have been going through like all the very formal stuff. So all the achievement aside, you are considered a pretty good looking guy. And then like people have been like you have been the face of like Malaysian dodgeball, and even like Asian dodgeball in general. Like people know you for who you are as the captain, as the coach, and also the good looking dodgeball player, you know.
Yeah, so
tell us about this, right? Like what was your experience like do you know that when it's like, or you started to feel it only after, you know?
Because I'm fairly outspoken, to be honest, especially in the dodgeball world.
Yeah.
So we are and Malaysia is very known internationally. We are not just because of me, but because of my team and how we portray ourselves, how we walk, how we talk, how we have a certain standard. So to be honest, we do have that. We wear our jersey, and then when you walk, you can feel people just at the side like. So they're just talking about you. We knew that it has always been not because of how we look or whatever it is. It's our attitude towards people. We are very humble. We are very down to earth, and we are very approachable. And because of that, people can relate to us. People know that, hey, these guys are genuine. You know, they are not cocky. I know they are one of the best. They're not, because to me, I know this sort of thing doesn't last.
Yeah.
So what people remember of you is not that you're great. It's that you are relatable. You are amazing because of who you are as a person, not just when you're in court. So I think that character is something that is very, very important.
But according, I have a different side of the story when I was like talking to Chichai that day.
Okay.
Like he told us like you actually have some fangirls in a certain countries when after that certain tournament, and then people will actually walk up to you and try to take photos and probably autograph of you and then take photo of you like you were seen, you were known as like the guy, you know, like in dodgeball, and then we were proud definitely as a Malaysian team, and also you sort of like created an image of yourself like as the face of the sports to a certain extent.
Tell
us about those encounters.
We have yet encounters like that, but again, I take it as a highest form of honor. I would like to think it's because of who I am, not because of only the looks, because I don't think I'm not that good looking anyways.
You are pretty good looking. Let people decide on that side.
But I think it's very important how we are as a person. So when people are attracted to personalities, not just the looks, because there's a lot more good looking people out there and things like that, but how you are with people, how friendly you are, how down to earth you are, I think that is something that people can really relate to. And I would like to think that people are attracted to the personality, to how I am on court. So meaning, imagine this, beating a team. We beat India 26-0 and having be the first one that crossed the line and shook their hand, or when they are down, be the first one to cross the line to pull them up. It's this sort of thing that really touches the Malaysians' heart, not just the Malaysian but the world, to show that we have that kind of sportsmanship, we have that character that people would love, and it's not just faking it, it's genuinely caring for somebody, and people can feel that, you know. So I think I've been brought up in a way where to be humble that way. So I'm very, very proud that I am taught that way.
Right. Okay. So that aside, and we also learned like recently you started, you and Coach Lee, right, started this Immortal Sports Academy. Like, what is the like? How do you foresee the future like for like your venture? Because your life have been surrounding with sports. Yes.
Correct.
And then right now you finally like started a sports academy. Yes. Like what is it about?
So a lot of people ask me about, hey, when are you going to do your classes? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? I never monetize it because I never seen it as a business. But what I recently do was me and Coach Lee, we started Immortal Sports Academy. So the venture into Immortal Sports Academy was never only to make money. Of course, making money is very important to sustain, because when you have a vision, what needs to be funded in order for the vision to happen and mission to happen, right? So that is in a way how we fund our mission. Our mission is to make a difference through sports. A lot of people ask me, Heidy, can you not share? Why do you share your story? Okay, and I always explain, because I want to share, make a difference, yada yada yada. And then one of the coach actually asked me, he said, do you know why you share? Part of it is because you wanted to help, and that's always the mentality. But he said, what if you don't share? Have you looked at it that way? Then I'm like, what do you mean? He said, if you don't share, maybe at the end of in Penang, by the way I'm from Penang, maybe right now at this point of time there's a Penang boy who is 13 years old, who is in the exact same situation that you were, bullied, didn't have friends, and was thinking about suicide. And what if your message, your story have touched his life, and he spared his life, or he chose a different path? You know, so you can share this with 1,000 people and have 999 people doesn't have any impact in their life. But if I could make that one person change or make a difference in that one person's life, it'd be totally worth it. So when he said that, then I'm like, wow, that is something that is so powerful. So my sharing is no longer just for myself or expecting a certain results. My sharing is my sharing, so that I knew that if I can make a difference in somebody else's life, I would. And I think that's a great concept, and that's a great come from to always focus.
Indeed. So in like what will people expect more from Immortal Sports Academy?
Immortal Sports Academy, what we do is that we believe that making a difference through sports is very, very important, and we have a range of sports.
So not just dodgeball.
Not just dodgeball. So it's very, very rare that you will hear national players coaching. Very, very rare. Only in badminton, and and that too may not be so high. The demand also.
Right.
So what I do is because I'm a personal life coach myself. I'm a HRDF certified coach. I'm an ontological coach. Ontological is a form of being. How you are as a person is a direct link to your results. So that is how I coach people.
Wow.
Based on this.
That's a new term that I learned today.
Yeah, it's very, very niche actually, but I think it's a great concept. So what I do is that I train national athletes, national athlete or ex-national athletes, because this is a stance that everyone will know. If you're a national athlete, at interviews, you're gone. Because the perception is if you cannot study, then only you play sports. And why is there a perception there? Because there is some truth in it. A lot of athletes cannot talk. They have no confidence when it comes to anything else besides their sports. So I am committed to training all these athletes and come out to be a coach. And I train them how to be a coach, and I give them a good percentage in order for them to own this business by themselves. So I partner up with a few different sports, and I think we have grown really well because people are can relate to these people. Because a lot of athletes, after their athlete's life, they have nothing to do. They don't know what to do anymore. So I'm also creating a job for them, on an opportunity for them. I think that is something that is, in my opinion, is very aligned to how sports can make a difference in people's life.
That's right. So you sort of like combine the idea of like being just an athlete, also give them an opportunity to become an entrepreneur themselves. And that's quite an entrepreneurial side of you as well, right? Because from what I learned about your background is very, very interesting, is that you are not just a national athlete, you are not just a coach or the captain, you also actually owns a team building company yourself.
So what I do is, because again, I think sports is amazing and sports has grew me, and one of the things that I wanted to move towards was corporate. So when I went to corporate, I believe that through team building, through personal development coaching, so through life coaching, that is something that I could make an impact in the corporate world too. And I've been very lucky and blessed that I was given opportunity, not by my seniors, not by other coaches, but by the clients themselves, because of how I am with them. And I was given the opportunity, and I was very blessed. And ever since then, I started my own company. I have strong clientele, and one of my biggest is Huawei, and I've been working so closely with Huawei, and I do sales coaching for them, I do personal development coaching for them, and I'm training corporate people at the highest level, even at the senior CEO level. And at my age, that's something that is unheard of, because my coaching style is very, very different, and so far it's been great. I think God has given me the opportunity, and I'm very lucky.
Yes, I noticed like just as of recently, you done organizing a Malaysian record event. Tell us about that, man. That is really, really impressive. You're actually in Malaysian Book of Record, right?
Yeah, we are.
Tell us about that, man. Like,
first of all, USANA is a healthcare company from the US. They are amazing. I'm their USANA athletes. They have sponsored me for years, and I've always believed in the supplements. So one of the things that they did was they said, hey, we have a certain budget. You want to we won the biggest event ever. So what we did was, me and my team, we came up with a plan, and it was really crazy. So we got into Malaysia World Record because we knew that for the longest treasure hunt in Malaysia was 200 over kilometer. That itself is really hard to do. So what we did was, we say that, hey, if you want to make this big, I want to break the Malaysia World Record. So we broke the record, and with this, we started with 80 cars, meaning 300 over people playing this amazing race. It's an amazing race concept. So we started from Johor, and then we went to Malacca, KL, Ipoh, Penang.
Wow, it's the whole stretch of the peninsula.
It's the whole stretch. And it's crazy because can you imagine this, training 80 people and having a 3 days 2 night amazing race?
Right.
It's just nuts. and we did it. We broke the record. We got into Malaysia World Record for the longest treasure hunt for 780 over kilometer.
Damn, that's a milestone of like achievement. Like people would really find it hard to compete.
Right. And because of that, they loved it. They say, okay, I'm booking you for next year, and I want 200 cars.
Wow.
Right now we're shaking. I'm like, oh my god, what are we gonna do now?
That's really a milestone. Like it is really impressive. That's congratulations on the successful event, and we're really looking forward to see more. Like I will be paying attention on this.
Yeah. I'm really glad. Thank you.
Awesome. So as an entrepreneur and as an athlete yourself, how do you like, it's a personal thing that I would love to know from people like you, is that how do you define success?
Throughout the years, the definition of success for me have changed. A lot of it. I mean, at one point of time it was, I want the sports to be great, and then after that all I want was money, and then after that, as we grew, the definition of success changes. So for me, what this definition of success means now is just being happy with what you do, and knowing that what you do makes you happy, and indirectly also help people. You know, people around you, support people around you, and doing what you love. I think I'm moving towards that. People always say, Heidy, you're very lucky because you are doing what you love. And then I say, whatever I love isn't a job description that I just joined. It's I created it. So if there's any advice that I would give to people, would be, if you want to be happy do what you love, create it. You know, so I know it sounds as simple as that, and people will say no, it's not as simple as that. Well, it is as simple as that. If you want it, create it. If it is to be, it's up to me. So I always believe that. You may struggle. I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy path.
Definitely.
Not at all. But if you're moving towards that goal, when you finally achieve it, it's a totally different feeling that, you know, oh wow, it's amazing being here. And success is not a destination, it's a journey, and it's due every single day.
Totally agree about that.
Every single day. It's not I'm successful and done. Tomorrow you gotta be doing the exact same thing, if not more, in order to continue being successful.
So before I let you go, let me just help all the fan girls to ask you this question. So you have been really low profile in terms of like your relationship, like not just it's definitely like we can't even see anything in social media at all. Like you have been keeping low profile. So tell us, like, are you single right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, that's something that I am.
So good news for all the fan girls or maybe fan boys out there.
Oh, goodness.
So yeah, so we're really looking forward to you to like maybe one day, you know, make a big announcement to us. We'll be still following you in Instagram and Facebook, and really and also definitely Malaysia Dodgeball Federation, and also Immortal Sports Academy. You have a Facebook and Instagram over there, right?
Yeah. So if you guys want to have more contact with me and also my team, what you can do is, number one, you can follow our page, which is Malaysia Dodgeball Federation.
Right.
Support our Malaysia team, and you can share all our videos, and there's a lot of updates there. That's number one. And of course, Instagram, Malaysia Dodgeball. And for myself, you can follow me on Heidy._IMT. So Immortals. So IMT. So that one is something that you can follow me on. And of course, our sports academy, which is Immortal Sports Academy, follow us, support our cause of making a difference through sports. And anyways, before we end this, I would like to thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah,
really,
I think
really
Barber
appreciate it.
Sports has, I think, shared really same vision as me, and I think it's great because making a difference through sports is something that is very special in my heart. But I'm very picky who I work with. I think Barber Sport is one company that has been amazing.
Really appreciate your kind words.
Started from nothing again. It's never easy again. It's not all sunshine and rainbow, but I think working towards a cause that is great, you will go really far with it, and I can't wait to continue our ventures together.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.